So this is chapter number 2, acid, bases and salt. Last class we had seen about the indicators. Now we'll see what an acid is. Acids are those chemical substances which have sour taste. And we know the acid, the color change the acid gives with the litmus paper is it will turn blue litmus to red. We know some common citrus fruits like raw mango, raw grapes, lemon, orange, tamarind. All of these are sour in taste because of the presence of acids in them. Even our soured milk or curd also contains acids in them. So we can conclude that acids are those chemical substances which have sour taste. Now let us see the two types of acids. So acids can be categorized into two types based on their origin. One is organic acids and mineral acids. So let us see what organic acids are. So acids which are present in plant materials and animals, they are called as organic acids. Some of the natural organic acids what we see is like acetic acid which is found in vinegar. Citric acids are found in commonly citrus fruit like lemon, orange. Lactic acid is one more example for organic acid which is found in sour milk or curd. And the tartaric acid is the acid present in the tamarind. Oxalic acid is present in tomatoes, and formic acid is found in ant sting or nettle leaf sting. So we can conclude that organic acids are those acids which are present in plant material and organic and animals. And next category of acids are mineral acids. So now let us see what are mineral acids. So the acids which are prepared from the mineral of the earth, they are called as mineral acids. The most three commonly used mineral acids are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So if we take the mineral acid in the concentrated form, so concentrated mineral acids, they are very dangerous and they can burn our hands and clothes. So in laboratory, what we do is like we mix the acids, the concentrated acid with the water to dilute them. And such acids are called as dilute acid and they're less harmful compared to the concentrated mineral acids. So the one more category what we can generalize about the acid is the acid which is prepared from the minerals are called as mineral acids, and mineral acids are strong acids. Now let us see the categories of acid. So acid can be a strong acid and mineral or weak acid. So we have seen the mineral acids are usually strong acid. All the mineral acids are strong acids like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid. So they are the mineral acids which are very strong. But there is an exception in the mineral acid. So the carbonic acid is a mineral acid, but it's a weak acid. So it's the exception. The carbonic acid is the exception. And all the organic acids are considered as weak acids. So being weak acid, that is why the organic acids like acetic acid, citric acid, or tartaric acid, which can be used in the food ingredient and they are not strong. That is why they can be consumed. For example, if we take acetic acid or vinegar, it is used in pickles and ketchup. And if we take the tartaric acid, it is used in the preparation of baking powder. And the carbonic acids are used in soft drinks. So organic acids can be consumed since they are weak acids, but the mineral acids are strong acids. But only exception in mineral acid is carbonic acid, though it is a mineral acid, but it's a weak acid. So next category of the acid, depending upon the concentration of water in it. So we can categorize the acid as concentrated acid and dilute acid. So what is a concentrated acid? A concentrated acid is one which contain minimum possible amount of water in it, which has a very less amount of water in it. So they are called as concentrated acid. And a dilute acid is one which has more amount of water in it. And the concentrated acid are dangerous because of the quantity of the acid present is more, and the dilution is done in order to reduce the concentration of the acid to make it more dilute. So these are the two ways how we can categorize the acid based upon the amount of water present in it. Now let us understand the procedure how to dilute an acid. So always the dilution of acid, a concentrated acid can be diluted by adding the acid to water. So always we should take acid and add it to the water. Gradually we have to stir it, and we should never add water to the acid. So the reason for diluting acid, the method for diluting acid is we have to add acid to water. So we have to take water and add water, take the water and add the acid to it. So this is the correct procedure for doing the diluting process. Never we should take the acid and add water. So this is a wrong procedure. You should never take the acid and add water into this. So this is a wrong procedure. So always the dilution of the concentrated acid should be done by adding concentrated acid to the water, and gradually we have to add acid by stirring it, not by adding water to the acid. So we have to know the reason for this. See, when we add the concentrated acid to the water here, when we add the concentrated acid to the water, so what will happen is the heat will get evolved gradually, and the heat produced during this reaction is absorbed by the water. So the reaction between the acid and the water is a highly exothermic reaction, and the heat is evolved. So when you add acid to the water gradually by stirring, the water will absorb the heat. So this is the reason why we have to go for this procedure. So when a concentrated acid is added to the water, to dilute the acid, the heat is evolved gradually, and it is easily absorbed by the large amount of water present here. So this is a correct procedure for doing the dilution process. Suppose if we take the acid and add the water to it. So what happens is, because large amount of heat is evolved, this heat will convert some of the water into the steam, and the steam may splash on the clothes, or it can also pour on the clothes or the material or hands, and it can cause the burn. So never we should add water to the acid, because it's a highly exothermic reaction and large amount of heat is evolved here, and this heat will change the water what you're pouring into the steam immediately, which causes the explosion. So